The first panel, regulator low pressure isolation valve. The flow path is through the regulator out the LPI to the point of use. Suitable for nitrogen, argon, helium. Also, it's ideal as a purge gas for your more complex 5-valve panel, which I'll talk about in a second. There's your purge gas inlet right there on the 5-valve panel. The next panel is our 3-valve panel, and you'll see here it's got a high pressure isolation, it's got a high pressure vent, and an LPI. The flow path is through the regulator out the PLI to the point of use. However, if say you want to get the atmosphere out of a hydrogen connection to the CGA fitting, well, you might want to close this valve and send the first slug out the vent. And you might want to do that a couple of times to get the moisture and air out. Close the valve and send your gas to your point of use. This also has a relief valve should the regulator fail. It will send high pressure out the relief valve to the vent. And again, it's appropriate for a gas like hydrogen. It's appropriate for a gas like nitrous oxide. Basically a process gas that's not corrosive, where you just want a vent feature to self-purge with the gas. All right, here's our 5-valve panel. You can see a purge gas inlet, that's new. You can see a low pressure vent, that's new. And basically, these 3 valves right here serve as a cross purge. So with the cross purge, you can fill and evacuate before and after cylinder change out. The cylinder is down here. The flow path through the panel is like this. And you got this ability to purge before you disconnect the cylinder. And then if you recall, with the cross purge, when you close this and keep this one closed, perpendicular is closed, now you flow your nitrogen out towards the cylinder and you have a pigtail bleed when you do cylinder change out. And even though you're doing a pigtail bleed, just like in a stream, you know, you do find impurities that find their way into the sidewalls. And so you still want to burp that out the vent before you send it to your point of use. All right, there's a lot there. But that's our 5500 process gas panel, appropriate for chlorine, hydrogen chloride, hydrogen bromide, corrosive gases, or even hydrogen. If you want that cross purge feature on the front, well, then you need to go to a 5-valve panel.